Hey everybody, this is the weekly forecast commencing on Monday, January the 22nd, 2024. This is an important week because now that the sun is in the sign of Aquarius, we're having the full moon in Leo on Thursday the 25th. This Leo is very dynamic, it's very outgoing, it's extroverted, it's playful. However, this full moon, which can bring a lot of emotions to a head, is being impacted by expansive Jupiter. But it's in a hard angle. And so when Jupiter is stressing out, it overdoes, it overspends, it overindulges. I'll get back to that and to what's happening each day of the week. But before I do, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. And if you go into the description box, you'll find a direct link to my website, to book an astrology reading, to inquire about my 2-question offer, or to sign up for my free daily horoscope. Okay, on Monday, January the 22nd, the moon is in Gemini. The moon is in Gemini once every 4 weeks. It sets and describes the emotional tone, the public response. Gemini is very chatty and conversational and running around and very witty. It's a lot of stimulating mental energies. And the moon in Gemini is going to be in opposition, that can be a bit of a confrontation, to Venus, that planet of love, desire, creativity, in the early afternoon Pacific time. Now, it only lasts for an hour or two, but the moon is trying to get its needs met, and Venus is all this compromise and love. And yet, since these are two very benefic energies, very social energies, they tend to be at cross purposes with each other. So you might be feeling you're not getting your needs met. You may be a little bit frustrated. But it's only lasting an hour or two early afternoon Pacific time. At which point, at 1:52 p.m. Pacific time, the moon leaves Gemini, that mental energy, and goes into Cancer. Cancer is very emotional, family-oriented, nurturing, where Gemini energy, it's inclining one to be out and about and connecting and running errands. It's all that restless, stimulating Gemini energies. But when the moon goes into Cancer, Cancer is more wanting to retreat, stay at home, be with family, be more, retreat to the sanctuary of your home, as opposed to be out and about. That's kind of the general pull of the moon in Cancer. By early afternoon, maybe 1 to 2 p.m. Pacific time, the moon will be in opposition, confrontation, with communication Mercury. The moon is more subjective, emotional, at tension with rational Mercury. Communications, negotiations may be off. You wouldn't want to be applying for a job. You wouldn't want to be having an important business meeting. The early afternoon Pacific time. Around 7 p.m. Pacific time, now the moon is going to be in a hard angle to Mars, actually in opposition to Mars. Again, this confrontation with Mars, when it's being stressed out emotionally, it can trigger impatientness, irritability, anger. So, but with the moon in Cancer, there's a lot of emotional stress and upset. This too shall pass. It's just an hour or two. Doesn't even start till around 6 o'clock Pacific time. So by Europe, you're already sound asleep in most cases. On Wednesday, the 24th, the moon in Cancer, there's all this nurturing, bonding, caretaking emphasis. It's going to be in harmony with idealistic nurturing, idealistic Neptune. So there's a lot of this altruism, charity, empathy, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But at about 3 in the afternoon, Pacific time, the moon will go void, of course, until 11:37 p.m., at which point it goes into Leo, fiery Leo, and then beginning to set up the full moon on the next day. Remember again, maybe you're new to the channel, when the moon is void, of course, that is when the moon is changing signs, because it changes signs every 2.5 days. But when the void of course means it's changing signs, but it's no longer aspecting, the moon is no longer aspecting other planets. So the energy is flat. And so you wouldn't want to initiate any major new projects, jobs, because the overall energy is unproductive. It's good for just staying the routine, keep doing what you've been doing. Could be good for introspection, meditation, but don't start anything important new. Then on the 25th, the Leo full moon. Leo is fiery, it's exuberant, it's romantic, it's creative. It's a great time to have, for romance, to have a party, to go to some entertainment venue. Well, this is on Thursday, but you often feel the full moon for a couple of days, which will take you into Friday. So that would be, really good energy. Well, you could do it on, as a lot of people will do it on Thursday, but Friday is typically going into the weekend. People are looking, no longer working. They want to take Saturday and Sunday off for a lot of people, not everybody. So that full moon is all this kind of exuberant, outgoing, playful energies. But with the hard angle to Jupiter. Jupiter is expansiveness. Jupiter is the largest planet in the zodiac. Jupiter, when it's influencing other planets in a favorable position, it brings a lot of growth and luck and opportunity. But when it's in a stressful angle, as this Jupiter will be stressing out the full moon, when emotions could run high, and a lot of impulsiveness with the Leo, fiery energies, and then with the Jupiter, overdoing it, over expectations, to spending too much money, drinking, eating too much. But Jupiter is all this optimism. So you're probably thinking that the wind has your back, you're feeling really lucky, let's go for it. So you're in a good mood. You have a tendency to overdo it. On Friday, the 26th, now the moon in fiery, extroverted Leo will be at a hard angle called a square to unpredictable Uranus. This will be early afternoon Pacific time on Friday. And so that could be a lot of emotional, that's the moon, unexpected upsets, stresses. Can be good with breaking a habit, breaking an old stuck routine. Because the moon has a lot to do with our programming, our emotional habits. And when it's on a hard angle to Uranus, Uranus is that liberating, breakthrough, insightful energy. So it might be stressful to break a bad habit, a limiting habit, but you have the motivation to be able to address it and get out of the old rut. Also on the 26th, but not till 8:30 p.m. Pacific time, liberating Uranus will go direct. It's been retrograde for months. All the outer planets, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, they all go retrograde once a year. It's a time of just holding back, reflecting, reviewing. But on Friday evening, Pacific time, Uranus is now going to start moving forwards in the sign of Taurus at 19 degrees. So if you have any planets that is impacting by around a degree or two of 19 Taurus, or opposite Scorpio, or trining Capricorn and Virgo, you're gonna feel some kind of very positive shifting energy. Energies is starting to really open up. The last half of the day, like say from noon Pacific time, for the last half of the day, the sun will be in this hard angle to Jupiter. So the Jupiter was influencing that full moon on Thursday, but by late afternoon, early evening Pacific time, now that the sun is being impacted by Jupiter. Again, could be feeling really great, but overdoing it. The other very important thing is the moon will go void of course, but this time it's going to be void of course for a long time, longer than usual. So at 1:20 p.m. on Friday, the 26th, the moon is void of course. It's no longer making any other aspects in the chart. The energy is flat and unproductive. Just keep with the routine. But the moon continues to be void for the rest of the day until Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So we're talking almost 24 hours that the moon, which is very unusual, to be void. Just avoid making important decisions, just stick with the routine, maybe just do more reflecting and meditation. On Saturday, as the moon finally goes direct, 11 a.m., it goes into Virgo. Virgo, for those next 2.5 days, the emotional response, Virgo is much more service-oriented, work-oriented. You may be feeling more inclined over the weekend to house cleaning, making repairs, or doing volunteer work, or helping those in need. That's all the best qualities of Virgo. Virgo is very sensible, very practical energies. The last half of the day, Pacific time, Venus, relational Venus, pleasure-seeking Venus, will be in harmony with pragmatic business Saturn. This is very favorable energies for business negotiations or even launching a new business project. But Venus, that deals with money, with Saturn, is so favorable for business negotiations and launching any kind of important new financial direction. Venus is love, and Venus is creativity. So this is also the last half of the day, ideal energy to be manifesting creative projects. When it comes to relationships, the Saturn brings in this sense of longevity, of feeling more secure, more grounded. You could be feeling going into Saturday evening that with your current relationship, or maybe you are meeting somebody at a party on Saturday, you're feeling much more grounded, realistic, like you're attracting more practical, sensible, relational energies. And then on Sunday, the 28th, as the moon continues in practical Virgo, Mercury, discerning, negotiating Mercury, will be in harmony with Uranus. Mercury, Uranus, you're coming up with all new original ideas. You're more open, less afraid of technology. You might even be buying new software or a new laptop, some new device, and this could be really exciting, and you're learning and stimulating everything about how to use it. Venus, also on Sunday, will be in harmony with Jupiter. Venus, relational, the creative, your desires. With positive with Jupiter, it's feeling really expansive and lucky. This is also a really good day, starting from late Saturday, with the Venus-Saturn that could be so good for manifesting creative projects, to negotiating business deals. Then we're going into Sunday, and that Venus to Jupiter can trigger a lot of prosperity. Now, it's really good also for entertainment and parties because it's very pleasurable, but could be very good for money. And with that Mercury, negotiating Mercury, excellent with Uranus, there could be unexpected, exciting opportunities that are coming in. But it's also where you're coming up with a lot of original new ideas with business. I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or check out my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.co. That's .co. Until next week, be safe and well.